Alex parked his car in front of the Blackwood estate. His headlights illuminated the dilapidated Victorian mansion. Vines crawled across its face like grasping claws. The iron gates were rusted and groaned as he pushed them open. Midnight chimed from the nearby church bell, each toll echoing in the stillness. Alex shivered, pulling his jacket tighter against the sudden chill. He grabbed his flashlight and toolbox from the passenger seat. A wave of unease washed over him as he approached the house. He shook it off, attributing it to the late hour and the imposing presence of the old manor. He walked up the weed-infested pathway to the front door. The porch sagged precariously under a blanket of dead leaves. The air hung heavy and damp, thick with the smell of decay. He could almost taste it on his tongue. Taking a deep breath, Alex knocked on the door 3 times. The sound was swallowed by the silence. He tried the handle. To his surprise, it turned, the lock long gone. He pushed the door inward, its groans seeming to echo his own apprehension. The entry hall yawned before him, shrouded in darkness. Moonlight filtered through a broken window, casting long, skeletal shadows across the dusty floor. Cobwebs hung like macabre decorations from the once grand chandelier. Alex flicked on his flashlight, its beam cutting through the gloom. Dust motes danced in the light, swirling like tiny ghosts disturbed from their slumber. The air was heavy, thick with the silence of decades. It pressed down on him, suffocating. He took a hesitant step inside, the floorboards groaning in protest. The sound seemed to reverberate through the house, amplified in the stillness. He felt a shiver crawl down his spine. He told himself it was just the cold. He shone his flashlight around the room, taking in the remnants of a forgotten grandeur. A tattered tapestry hung limply on one wall, depicting faded scenes of a hunting party. A grandfather clock stood frozen in time, its hands permanently fixed at the stroke of midnight. The silence was broken by the soft creak of a floorboard upstairs. Alex froze, his heart pounding in his chest. He listened intently, holding his breath. The sound came again, a slow, deliberate creak. It was coming from the top of the grand staircase that loomed before him, disappearing into the darkness. Alex hesitated. He wasn't sure he wanted to know what was lurking in the shadows above, but curiosity, or perhaps a morbid fascination, compelled him forward. He took a step towards the staircase, then another. Each step he took was accompanied by the groan of old wood, the sound echoing through the silent house. He felt a growing sense of unease, a prickling at the back of his neck. It was as if he was being watched. He reached the foot of the stairs and paused, shining his flashlight up into the darkness. The beam illuminated dust motes dancing in the air, but nothing else. He took a deep breath and began to climb.